Okay, this is a Ram ProMaster. It's a 2020. It's black. It's got the 159 wheelbase, and it's got the high top roof. It's black. You could see all kinds of videos on that, but I'm doing a video on personalizing it, outfitting it for HVAC. So I want to show you what I did, and I kind of went a little nutty, but anyway, besides all the gizmos and gadgets and all that other good stuff, I built the bulkhead. It's the bulkhead. These are the shelves. Okay, nice high shelves. I started all of the shelves like 30 some odd inches, probably 35 inches high, so you can fit all high stuff and it keeps the aisle clear. It took me a long time to realize that's the way to go. Instinct would be, oh yeah, take this and make 3 more shelves out of it, and it's not necessary. It just keeps the whole floor plan clean. Put a nice little ladder pocket in there. This light here was an upgraded light. Usually they give you just a dome light that came with the truck. Anyway, down below I have it open to the cab, but I put chicken wire up so I can create a chute for some pipe and things like that. And you can see here behind this is all my oil stuff. And I blocked underneath the driver door. I don't want anything getting underneath the pedals. But anyway, nice high shelves. Up here, this is great for coiled copper. This is that whole section above the roof. No big deal. These are coil springs that I grinded up and I made kind of pipe racks out of them. All right. So I made some tank caddies. I usually carry 2 nitrogen, 1 acetylene. And then I used some coil springs and I made these little pipe holders for small stuff, little lengths you don't want to get rid of. I made a caddy because this thing wants to fall over all the time, the vacuum pump, and dump all the oil out all over the place. So it's like a holster for that. So everything's real tight. I like to keep a lot of my tools in buckets because it's wide open, you can see in it. And like I said, with really high bottoms, you get away with it and you clean the whole aisle up. This is nothing but cargo, this whole back end. You can fit a pallet back here, full pallet. So I only have shelves from here up. This is a 2500, by the way. So let's take a look here. Kind of get like a little better angle. So the shelves don't start until 45 inches in or 50 inches in, something like that. So all I got to do is move all this stuff in the aisle and I could fit an enormous air conditioner or boiler on a pallet or anything like that. But here's my favorite part. I have a lot of favorite parts. It's a folding workbench. Folds right down. Folds right down. Really comes in handy. And I screwed in a bunch of dishes and stuff so they don't even move. They're all screwed in. So it just kind of carries all kinds of stuff for me. So other than that, this whole back is open cargo. And if I want a chair, by the way, chair's there. So I can really make a desk out of it. It just folds up. Now, this is the back of the bulkhead here. This is where it gets a little nutty. There's a fuse panel. I have it fused at the battery. I have, I think, a 40 or 50 amp in there now. And these run cargo lights. They also run exhaust fans. Because when you build a bulkhead, you don't have heating and air conditioning back here anymore. But what about when you're sitting at your desk? Or when you're cleaning your truck and it's the cold winter? The bottoms are open. If you do a floor return on the dash and you run these fans, you can pump heat, air, just pump it back. Both of these are high CFM. They're like a 135 CFM. each, which is pretty impressive. But what I didn't want to do, this is the fuse panel I got. What I didn't want to do, see what I mean? I didn't want to run my battery down because I'm adding all this crap. So everything goes on a timer. So if I want to come in here and turn on the cargo lights, there's additional cargo lights. Nothing. Because you have to set a timer. Then there's a cargo light there. Then there's the rear. I got two. One over the desk. One over the cargo area. Okay. So this way it doesn't run your battery out. Everything is on a timer. Same thing with these cooling fans here. You got to set the timer first, and you can turn the left one on, turn the right one on, and you're transferring heat or air conditioning, whatever time of the year. So with all this positive pressure coming this way, you got awesome return coming right through the floor. That's why that's like that. So that's pretty cool. And when if you forget and you leave it on, timer runs out, you save your battery. Shut them off. The only thing I haven't finished yet is I'm going to put a timer in there, and then this is going to be a DC outlet and 2 USB, so it'll be like a charging station, and I can keep my batteries topped off. You know, at least while I'm running the truck or something. So let's take a look at the cab. So I got bench seats, which means instead of the 2 bucket seats. So the 2 bench seats, they don't recline, which is good because that sets the bulkhead. It's perfect. All right. But this one reclines. It goes back, slides back, and reclines and all that stuff. And I made it so I could almost lay down and close my eyes if I had to. Okay? So I built a closet back here where I can put rain gear, hats. I got a lot of cool stuff. Let me move this back. Let me crank this forward a little bit. And I got a full-size closet here. Okay? So here's some additional stuff I have going on. These are the vents covering up the fans. No big deal. I accidentally shut the video off. So this is a continuation video. So yeah, anyway, I wired in an extra dome light because this isn't quite enough. These are bright as hell. That's not even an LED, that's an old school. I had that kicking around in my old work truck for a long time, never installed it. But yeah, so anyway, that's it. That's the closet. And look at the way that thing reclines. You close your eyes if you're stuck waiting for something. But anyway, bulkhead turned out nice. I painted it before I installed it, so it was nice and had a finished look to it. Now the other thing, let me shut this dome light off. Let me use my headlamp here. So I wired in a switch here, and when you hit that switch, okay, I'm gonna hit it now. Indicator light tells me I left the backup lights on. There's some floodlights, 2 floodlights under each side of the bumper, and that really helps, especially using mirrors to back up. I mean, this has a backup camera, and it kind of whites it out a little bit. Let me it does white it out. It's super bright in the camera, but see, the camera's really grainy when there's no light. The floodlights on the house are on, so you can't really tell. But when it's dark, that backup camera's not that fabulous. So having some extra floodlights, that does help. It might be a little too powerful. I might need to put some tint on it. But man, when I'm using my mirrors, like here, look, there's the mirrors. It just lights up the whole backyard. You can't really tell. But it just lights up the whole ass end of the truck. So that's kind of cool. That's just a neat little thing there. But anyway, those are all the mods. Lots of mods. So that's it. Hope you enjoyed it. And if you do HVAC, I highly recommend using this layout, because I went from a 4,500 box truck down to a 2,500, and it's hard when you're used to carrying tons and tons of stuff. You just, everywhere you go. I mean, that old Isuzu box truck, I don't think I ever felt a load. That truck could be empty or full, and it felt exactly the same driving down the road. It's just 2,500, you know. And building the shelves and cutting them short, so you don't just load them up and load them up and load them up, and you have cargo area for hauling stuff. It forces you to keep it lean, and that's what I'm going to have to learn how to do. Is just keep it lean, you know. Take stuff in, put stuff back out. You know, it's just, you know, I got lazy after all these years. Just climb in the truck and go. Don't even think about what I have to do that day. I got everything. It could be a 90-degree heat wave, and I got all my oil parts with me, all my gas parts. It's a waste. It really is a waste. I mean, just little extra work, and I can run a lot leaner. I can have a lot more open space, and I can actually run a 2,500 instead of trying to drive a box truck everywhere I go. Cross a bridge, it costs 3 times as much. You know? So, anyway, that's the story. I hope you enjoyed it. God bless.